Cool to see the different trees, you know, because although some of them are the same, you know, they have the pines, they have some of the trees that some of the leaves change color, but seeing all the palm trees everywhere gives more of a feel of Jurassic Park feel. Depending where you go, sometimes the water can be very dark. And sometimes if you're walking on a trail, and you know, obviously in Florida we know what's in there and you can't see it, gives more of a ominous, or there's birds that have different types of calls. Or certainly if an alligator, you do hear them call. We've had the experience with that. Yeah, almost movie-like, you're on a movie set type of feel. Other than that, the only other cool thing was seeing an orange tree out in the wilderness. We were at one of the parks walking really tight, you know, in the woods, and then all of a sudden you look up and you got these orange trees hanging over you. So that was a unique sight to have that's unique to Florida. Like a shocking experience, I would have to say the alligators. You know that they're there and you see them, and they are impressive. I didn't realize how fast they move. We were walking in a preserve and there was birds chirping and everything, and then all of a sudden one was just going nuts and we couldn't even see the bird. I naturally tried to step closer to get a better view of the bird, and then all of a sudden you look down and there's this alligator head 2 feet from your feet. And that was startling, because it's like, oh, okay. Oh, so bird watching from a distance down here in New York, you know, you didn't have to necessarily worry about that. And at that point, that alligator didn't actually move, but there's been some that you're walking down a path and, okay, you might see one, or sometimes you don't, because they can be so blended in to the side of the trail, and until they move, and they move so fast. I have to say, I have really enjoyed when we went horseback riding. Gave a way to see it at a whole different level, because when you're walking, especially here in Florida, you have to be aware of snakes and things, you know, scorpions and stuff along those lines. Now, when you're up on a horse, you're a little bit more distance from that kind of stuff, so you're able to really look around, not worry about even the root that's in front of you so you don't step on it.
Hold her back a little bit.
I remember hiking in the streams and waterfalls with you on my back and a backpack, and our 2 dogs, Jake and Jasmine, a couple of golden retrievers running around in the water and playing while we listened to waterfalls and sat quietly in the woods. Yes.
Even back home, I could step out of my house and I felt like I was already in like a green space. Like in my yard, we have the apple trees we planted there, our garden. I always tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, we had a vineyard behind like the playground at our school, and then there was a Hazlitt's, which like makes red cat wine. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, we have a grape fest too.
So yeah, there's definitely more opportunity to enjoy the outdoors than in New York, depending on what you like to do. I mean, if you're okay with the cold, then you can get out any time of year in New York. But you know, down here, the temperatures definitely help get outside more often than in New York.
Life can get very chaotic in a city, always being around so many people. For me, being in the woods, whether it's walking a trail or wandering around a state park or preserve, or even, you know, at the zoo, something about seeing animals and being out in nature is very calming to me. It's very grounding. I feel like I almost reset.
So the city mouse comes to the country, and he's scared by like how dark everything is and being alone. When the country mouse goes to the city, he's freaked out. He's like, because there's so many people. They both kind of learn to like, oh, you know, we're from different backgrounds, and just appreciating where they're from.
Yeah, I think people should get out wherever they are. Doesn't matter if you're in New York or Antarctica or Russia or California, you should definitely get outside and enjoy the outdoors.